Alright, welcome to yet another amazing video for the Mi 11X. Now this is a ROM that I've been using since the last 2 days on my daily driver, that is the Mi 11X, and the experience has been splendid. There are a few bugs, but that's fine because the complete review will give you all the information you need. So before we get into the details, if you haven't already, please subscribe because it doesn't cost you anything and it really motivates us to make amazing content like this. And we have a giveaway going on for our PhoneOps gears cases. So link is in the description. You know what to do. Now, without further ado, hello awesome people. Welcome to PhoneOps. My name is Kailash. Let's get going. So what we're talking about here is Project Zephyrus Android 12.1 updated on the 24th of May 2022. Now, this is a ROM that I'm probably trying for the first time with 3 devices and so many ROMs coming out. Probably I miss out on the count. Anyways, let's talk about the changelog over here. Now, the changelog is pretty long. Even for the device, the changelog is huge. And that is the reason my experience with this ROM has been splendid nonetheless. So we have a lot of stuff going on. For example, clean flash is recommended and follow the installation method correctly. If you get this error, if you discovered any bug, you had read notes, feel free to report. The installation process, if you ask me, is pretty simple. You need to use the official TWRP, format data, flash sideload your firmware, reboot to recovery, flash sideload the ROM itself. Now, what is so special about this ROM? Of course, I think you've seen the shorts video by now, right? The benchmark numbers are amazing and the performance is pretty splendid. So the moment you boot into this particular ROM, you will see that you get a very familiar user interface. But just look at the smoothness that we have on this particular ROM. Mi 11X with custom ROMs has been killing it, be it performance, be it smoothness, be it gaming. I'm really happy with this device as far as custom ROM performance is concerned. First, let's actually go to settings here. Let's go to about phone and let's click on Android 12. You do see this is Project Zephyrus 12.5.9. It does come with the Immensity X kernel. No wonder it is doing performance wonders, right? Venom 98 is the maintainer. It does come with the May security patch. Now, the moment you boot into the home screen, as I said, you have a very familiar layout. To the left, you have Google Feed. If you press and hold over here, you have Android 12.1's wallpaper picker, which is present and works like a charm. Along with, if you go to wallpaper in style, you do have themed icons, which does a pretty decent job of theming your icons as well. Now, if you go to widgets, of course, you have your standard Android 12.1 affair going on. And if you talk about home settings, as you can see, we do get the Pixel launcher or Pixel Experience launcher, which gives you very minimalistic customization. Now, this ROM is something which you would not relate to minimalistic customization because it gives you a ton of those. For example, if you look at the quick tiles over here, as you can see, I already have like 3 rows of quick tiles. Now, these are the ones which I'm using the most. These are pretty common ones. As you move to the second one, you have the refresh rate toggle. You can switch it to auto 60 Hz, 120 Hz. Unfortunately, there's no 90 Hz. Screen recording, well, you can record internal and external audio. You can enable the show stop dot. You can lower the quality for a smaller file size, bigger file size limit if you want to record continuously in good quality. That option is there. Always on display can be enabled, disabled, or you can choose it to be on charge. Caffeine is present, sound search and thermal profile options are present as well. So these quick tiles that I'm using, very interesting. But apart from this, you do have other shortcuts as well, like volume panel customization, heads up enable, disable, reboot, quick tile, refresh rate in advanced setting. Moto audio is something that is present as well. Now, one tile that I did miss is the FPS counter, but you'll know that I don't really miss it that much because it's included in the game turbo or game space application. So the quick tiles are doing a splendid job over here. You don't really have a lot of clutter. It is giving you all the information you need. You have your data usage over here. You have your power shortcut over here. And look at this smooth animation. I really like it when custom ROMs do it this perfectly. So if you go to settings, you will notice that everything is pretty standard. But in the apps menu, you do have a customizable game space, which gives you options like disable heads up. You can silent the ringer, block full screen event. Like if you get a call, you can go ahead and block that. Disable auto brightness, disable swipe screenshots, stay awake. And if you go to the game customization, you can select performance, battery or standard mode. angle experimental feature, it's basically a new renderer which has given me some issues in Apex Legends. So I would say for now, stay away from it. But you can add applications of your choice and you should be absolutely good to go. Now, apart from this, you of course have all the Android 12 goodies coming with Android 12.1. You have your battery estimates, battery percentage. You can select it next to the icon, left battery text and all those things. Very, very interesting stuff. Use AOSP style battery graph. Now, you do have thermal profiles over here. And as you can see, I've set them to benchmark and gaming for a few applications. And it definitely does make a difference. Now, moving on, if you go to sound and vibration, once again, you do have a lot of customization. But what is interesting is you do get Dolby Atmos in this custom ROM and it definitely works. So the experience in Dolby Atmos is pretty decent. Along with this, you have per app volume control, vibrate to indicate call status, music visualizer is enabled, disable option, and you also have the clear speaker option as well. If you further go to display, you will notice that you have the brightness slider and the button that can be enabled or disabled in the quick settings. As we are on auto brightness, let's go ahead and disable it. Dark theme, extra dim, font size, colors. Just look at the amount of customization you have even in the display section. It just keeps going on. Now, of course, it's not possible to talk about each and every feature over here because then the video would be, what, 20 minutes long? You can increase the touch responsiveness, which is a really, really good thing. Now, apart from this, if you go to wallpaper and style, we've already seen that. Under security, you have fingerprint and you also have your screen lock. App lock is present, which is a good thing. So let's go to fingerprint over here. Right. So fingerprint is working fine. The only thing that I'm not able to see over here is face unlock. But hey, who uses that? At least I don't use that because face unlock on Android phones is, yeah, sort of unreliable. If you then go to system, you have live translate, you have gestures and extras, you have advanced reboot over here. So let's see here, advanced, there you go. So those options are present. System navigation, customization, swipe to screenshot is present and works like a charm. What I did like the most is, not only the gaming and the Antutu or the benchmark numbers, but the cohesive and smooth experience on this user interface is splendid. Although this is not that great when it comes to battery performance because I've been charging more than once a day when I'm using it rigorously and this device doesn't really have the biggest of batteries. But hey, if you're getting a very smooth, butter smooth UI and great performance, you won't worry about battery backup that much because it does give you pretty good 30 to 32 watts of fast charging using the original charger, which in my opinion is pretty good. It takes about 1 hour 10 to 1 hour 15 minutes to charge from 0 to 100, which in my opinion is a splendid job. Now, if we talk about Google Photos over here, let's see. Let's go back. There you go. Unlimited Google Photos backup. Talking about the camera application, it does come with, I think, what is a good version of Google Camera Go. Most of the features are working, but if you want to enhance your experience, you can definitely go ahead and flash ANX camera, which works somewhat, or you can load up a customized XML of your choice. Now, interestingly, let's, although we did see the benchmark numbers in the shorts video, let's look at them once again. 711,233. Just look at those individual scores, and the battery dropped by 4% and the temperature just increased by 6.2 degrees. So that is one more highlight. Yesterday, I played a couple of matches of Apex Legends. It was splendid. It felt like almost an iPhone. That's how good the performance was. Very few times there were small minor stutters, but all in all, very good experience. Now, if you talk about other benchmarks, let's quickly talk about the CPU throttle test as well. While we are at it, CPU throttle to 89%, and as you can see, average score of 261,364 GIPS with a maximum score of 278,640 GIPS. Now, this is the highest number that I've seen in a throttle test on the Mi 11X. At the same time, if we also talk about Geekbench, let's see here, do we have Geekbench in memory? 977 single core, 3130 multi-core, not the highest but pretty splendid results. And just look at the smoothness even in the multitasking menu. All the Android 12 features are present and these features are working absolutely fine. You also have floating windows just like MIUI, which is always a good experience. So all in all, if you ask me, if you were to use this as a daily driver, I would highly recommend you go ahead and give it a try. There were a couple of instances wherein I was playing the game and I pulled down the status bar and there was this flicker going on. There was one bug that I experienced, but apart from that, Wi-Fi 5 GHz, 2.4 GHz, call connectivity, mobile data, everything working like a charm. Even if you go to settings and about settings, you will see that device is certified. Wideband L1 works okay with Amazon Prime and Netflix. All in all, in my opinion, Project Zephyrus for the Mi 11X is doing a splendid job. Go ahead and give it a try and let me know your results in the comment section. Until the next one, this is Kailash signing off at PhoneOps. Keep smiling. Take care. Goodbye.